I feel like for me, the way that I wanted to write this project was very different than my other ones. In my past projects, I've talked so much about the things that I've been through and my personal life and the people I've lost that to keep talking about it is semi-exhausting. So I wanted to be able to make songs that were therapeutic in a way of course, letting emotion out, but also making songs that make you feel good, you can vibe out, and really just kind of forget the things around you, enjoy your time with people, soundtracks to moments. It was such a big part of the writing process. Run for Home. I have this interest and fascination with home. On my first album, Jacob, the last song on there was called Running Away Home. And I just connected with the concept of it. I feel like it's kind of my version of talking about peace and trying to find it. I feel like I'm always on that journey. And so Running for Home is just an extenuation of that, except more so where I'm at in my life now. In times of my life, I've been coming to terms with grieving, things like that. And now it just is more so peace of mind, overcoming anxiety and stuff like that. Double the Price and I'm Rising is a record that from the very beginning I always knew that they were going to go together. Both were kind of full songs before, and I brought them down a little bit to be kind of two halves of a record. Two different feelings for me. The first feeling is almost like a dream. You're on such a high, euphoric feeling, and then I'm Rising is kind of like based off of irritation a little bit. Just feeling doubtful and things like that, because we all have those moments. And you know, a big part of the album Free Anxiety for me is what anxiety really is. It's not like some textbook definition. This is, you know, what it's like to be an artist with anxiety. So some people may feel like at times that I'm not being very direct in the way that I talk about it, but I'm more so using it as a creative tool in this sense, and trying to explore it through sound. So versus all the time having songs that are going to talk about over-worrying and stuff like that, the sonics of it are more so going to be like that. You're going to hear some of those types of angsty things in my lyrics, and that's kind of like that mood throughout the album. Number 3 is Northeast. Northeast was made just off of the energy. Most of these songs were made with the energy of summer, but designed specifically for when it was going to be this time of year, you know, winter time and cold out and dark. And I wanted records that took the energy of all the positive things that happened throughout the summer, throughout my life so far, and kind of put it into a record for people to absorb and just get their own little high off of. That record's very important. We recorded the entire album in 2 days. Every single song we did in 2 days. I went over to Realistic's place in the middle of nowhere, and we just recorded nonstop, bounced ideas off of each other, split the album in half. He produced half of it, I produced half of it. He gave me a bunch of incredible sounds and pieces of advice for this release. So we were able to grow a lot as a music making team with it. Number 4 is New Life. New Life for me is very special because the first time I heard the record, or the beat, when Realistic sent it to me, I pulled over. I was about to go get coffee at Starbucks, and I pulled over, and before I even went inside, I wrote the whole first verse just sitting in my car. I was so inspired by the beat, I couldn't stop listening to it, and so that was a song that's very important because it just talks a lot about where I'm at in life, the way that I feel about things, and my perspective on the world, if you will. Number 5 is Sway. Sway is a really special record for me because both Real and I were going through something during the recording process, and that was the song we actually made on spot that weekend. And from the moment we recorded it and finished it and listened back at it, we knew it was special. So that's why that was the first song I did a visual for. I set a very clear image of the mood behind the record, because there's a lot of emotion in it. Despite how far you come in life, despite how far I feel that things are great for me, I've lost a lot of people, and my heart feels semi-broken at the end of the day, no matter how good I may feel because of that. Number 6 is You Up. So that record was actually recorded in February. We got back from an LA trip and we wrote the record so fast, but ever since then, it's probably been my favorite song that I've ever written. I just really like the sound and the mood of it. That song is very much about anxiety in different ways, I think, and not wanting to be alone, and once again using, worldly things, using vices, using women and stuff to try to cover up the pain that we feel. And I feel it's a thing that a lot of people can connect with. A lot of people have a problem with being alone and stuff. So I just really wanted to tap into that human emotion and write a record about it. Sertraline is about what it feels like to have anxiety. That one is very based on inside of my mind. Just having demons, overthinking things, and trying to overcome it all the time. Doing different things in your life to try to overcome anxiety, because it's super easy to be crippled by the overthinking and, just feeling like you're losing touch with yourself. Everything can start to feel fake, so just doing different things to make yourself feel alive and like you're here, you exist. That's why sertraline is so important for me, especially it's also named after my medicine that I take. So that's like where the name originally came from. I just looked at my pill bottle for the name of the anxiety meds that I take and decided to call the record that. 6 a.m. is a super special record to me. It must have been like August time. We had a bunch of people that were over and we were just super lit. It was like 3:30 in the morning. A couple of people were still over. We're hanging out in my living room and I just started this melody and recorded a voice memo that night just so I could remember what the melody was. And then the next day I was searching for sounds and just a good platform for me to write this record and melody over, and I started working on the beat, and from there it just took many forms. That record I went back and changed so many times. Shout out to Simba for laying the guitar on there. He's so effortless in his ability to hear sounds, and he has perfect pitch, so he's able to just get the guitar to be perfectly in sync, and all he does is benefit a record when he's on there. So that record was taken to the next level. That's probably my favorite song on it. Summer Die was probably the most obvious concept for me in terms of records that I wanted to make, and kind of set a tone for what this project was going to be geared toward. Realistic sent me the beat. It was probably one of the first beats that it gave me, and it took me a while to think of what I wanted to do, but as soon as I did, I felt very strong about the concept. It is all about taking the energy and good times of summer and bringing them with you and remembering them, and painting Summer Die onto your cold nights, the nights when you feel alone. Obviously we live in the Midwest, so it's dark here all the time. It's very cold, and I knew it was gonna feel like that, and I know how hard it is for people. I know how hard it is for me dealing with seasonal affective disorder, and a lot of people struggle with it as well. So the whole chorus just pertains to taking that summer energy and remembering it and painting your dark times with it. Beautiful colors. But I feel like everything is in such a good place as far as like my team, as far as Soda Gang. I love all of my fans, and it just inspires me. So that's definitely something that I talk about a lot in the project, and that's something to keep in mind of too. I am Pharaoh. You can find me on all social media at Love of Pharaoh. That is LOVEOFPHARAOH. I want to shout out to Ladyspade Productions for filming this. Thank you very much. I look forward to all of you listening to my project for anxiety everywhere now.